Question of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. Vecna got his powers from the Mind Flayer. They used Vecna's blood to give 11 her powers. 11 killed the Mind Flayer in season 5, episode 3 in the season finale. Vecna is now dead with his head chopped off. But 11 is still walking the earth. So does that mean the Mind Flayer is still alive? Because the power of the Mind Flayer was in the blood. And the blood is running through 11. So does that mean we're going to get a new thing of Stranger Things? Pull up on me.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, there's no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen.
Afro Tug Nation. It's your boy, T3, Geek Town. Let's get down for the clown. Before we do that, let's pay these bills. Like, subscribe, share, comment, come talk to your boy. I appreciate everybody that comes through. We're almost at 300. I said almost at 300 subscribers. Let's keep those things coming in. But let's talk about it. Let's get on down, because this is why you came here today. Yes, we're finally, I've given you almost a week. I've given you since last week to finally watch season 5, part 3, the final 2.5 hours of Stranger Things. And oh my God, we started out with a question of the day. I cannot wait to hear your responses. But let's talk about the reaction. Let's talk about what went down. We just start off straight into where they left off at. When they left off in part 2 of Stranger Things season 5, we knew they was in the upside down. We knew they was going after Vecna. We knew that they had to go find their children. We knew that the little sister knew what was going on, but she had to find her way. And the little sister found her courage and found her path and found her things and got her courage up together to bring everybody into the cave. Now, what was the big thing? That Vecna had to face his reality, face what was really bothering him, why he could not enter the cave, why he could not do what he wanted to do. And that was because the Mind Flayer did not want him to remember that the Mind Flayer was using him the same way he was using the children to get what he wanted, because the Mind Flayer wanted Earth. It was a planet-eating, world-destroying monster, and it wanted to come to Earth to go ahead and grab more than what it was needed, which means the Rosen Bridge was only a connection, which means that Rosen Bridge could probably stretch throughout the galaxy. Who knows what other worlds this thing has destroyed? Who knows what other worlds that this thing has brought down? But it was after Earth, and it was up to these crazy kids like Scooby-Doo to come out here and do their thing and to really blow things out of proportion and out of control and make sure that it did not get what it wanted to do. Well, they devised the plan. It came into full fruition and it came into full effect. What was the biggest part for me? Oh my God, when 11 is standing in the desert, in the upside, well, I guess in the dimension that the Mind Flayer is from, not the upside down, but in the dimension, and they're facing off and she's running at him. Why was not Flash Gordon playing strong in that scene as she jumps to the air? Mind Flayer opens his mouth and she rips his chest open for her to go finally toe to toe with Vecna. And then when Will finally got the gumption, finally got the balls to bring in his power, to help in the fight, to help with, I'm getting goosebumps right now, to do what he had to do to help 11 take down Vecna, rip the kids away from the Mind Flayer, kill the Mind Flayer. The mom comes in and says, "You messed with the wrong family," chops his head off. Woo, there was a lot of things that happened in this. The military still trying to get hold of the people. Vecna messing with 11's stepfather's mind to make him believe that he had killed 11, which he really didn't. The young lady 8 was up in there, did not betray the team as though we thought they would. It looks like she used her powers in the last possible minutes to help 11 escape away from the military. We had a whole hour and I want to say 15 minutes of action and the last hour of just conclusion. we find out that the kids graduated, other kids moved on to their lives in critical situations. We find out that relationships has broken up. We have found out a whole bunch of things in this final season with this Stranger Things episode for them to tie it up. The kids that were trapped inside of the Mind Flayer are now the new Dungeons and Dragon game masters. They the original 4 are now 5, which if you add on Old Boy's girlfriend, now is part of the team, and now he even reveals why he feels and believes that 11 is still connected into this world, that she is not dead, that she is living in a far off universe somewhere. Well, not far off universe, more like Dublin Island or something, living in a small village in town, which means that she is still here in the universe. This was not the happy ending everybody felt that they were going to get, but it was the ending that was needed and that was more realistic, and that felt more like where Stranger Things was. Stranger Things was never a feel-good story. It was a story about somebody and some people who had done some bad things to some children, and they all needed to pay the consequences dearly, even though the military did not pay any kind of consequences whatsoever that we know of, but that could be done later on, because there is a rumor that it is going to be a new series of Stranger Things, a spin-off series with a bunch of different kids. 11 can show up for that particular situation on that. But outside of that, this is where we are. The number girl. The 8, the one chick that we thought that was going to betray, ends up dying after she gets shot, where 11 had to come in and save the group. When your boy got his head spent around and snapped, the eruption of cheers that erupted inside of that theater was not only disturbing, it was satisfying. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where we're at on this. So my question to you is, how many Afro picks does the season finale get? The season finale gets 4.3 Afro picks. Yes, 4.3 Afro picks. Why only 4.3? Why would not a perfect 5? There were so many open-ended, unanswered questions, the other characters in the story, but you only had so much time, which I felt like if you had just did the typical 4 to 5 episodes, you could have answered all the questions, but they needed to finish off the series, tie up loose ends. They did tie up all the important things in the game. They just didn't answer certain things about certain characters that, if you're just curious about, you wanted to know what happened. But as for the entire season, Stranger Things, seasons 1 through 5, every episode, every season, every piece in chronological order possible that it could be, 4.8 Afro picks. Absolutely, positively must rewatch if you can. If you have the patience to sit back and rewatch the entire season. Man, to watch it from front to back completion, from the time the child 11 was found to the time that Elle became a woman and disappeared. By far one of the best series out there that Netflix has ever had. I appreciate everything that they did. Man, I cannot absolutely put my head in shame, because this show, this series, this thing, and to drop the last episode in theaters, classic move, Netflix. Great job, folks. Great job. All right, folks, we have so many things to talk about, and some books that was recommended to your boy by the Barnes & Nobles guy. I cannot wait to discuss it. Am I going to reveal it to you yet? No, not yet, because there's some comic books that we still need to talk about, and some things we need to pick up to do what we came to always do for all geek culture and time. Yo, I know it's on the Geek Town for the Get Down for the Clown, but you know what it is. If you see your mans in the streets, it's been a minute. Hit them with the beats. Hit them with a jingle jangle, baby. Jingle jangle. Like, subscribe, share. Let's go.
Caught in the crossfire.